Welcome back to HU16 News. I'm Grant Clements filling in for Dalton Allen, who is currently getting ready for the fall season with spring practice. Well, here's what's happening in the world of sports. The Lady Bison's basketball team had been on a hot streak as they headed into Arkadelphia over the weekend. Unfortunately, Henderson State connected on 14 three-pointers, the most against Harding this season, and defeated Harding 88-79 Saturday in Great American Conference play at the Duke Wells Center. The loss snapped Harding's 9-game win streak, and the Lady Bisons are now 16-8 overall and 13-5 in the conference, and they fell into a tie for first place in the GAC standings. Southeast Oklahoma won Saturday to tie Harding at 13-5 in the conference. Henderson State improved to 17-7 overall and climbed within one game of the leaders at 12-6 in conference. Harding trailed 39-31 at halftime, but Henderson State scored the first 8 points of the third quarter, and the Reddies led 47-31. Henderson shot 65% from the field, made 5 three-pointers, and scored 32 points in that period. Harding trailed 71-55 entering the fourth. Harding cut the lead to 11-4 times in this game in the fourth quarter, however, but got no closer until a three-pointer at the buzzer set the final margin. Caples led Harding with a career-high 33 points, the third 30-point game of her career. She was 11 of 23 from the field and made 5 three-pointers. Cheyenne Brown added 25 points on 7 of 18 shooting. She made 11 of 13 free throws. Lainey Snowden made a career-high 6 three-pointers and led Henderson State with 22 points, and Carrington Whaley scored 20. Harding returns to Searcy Thursday to host Southern Nazarene. The Lady Bisons have 4 regular season games remaining, so make sure you come out and support. Staying on the court now, the men's basketball team made a season-high 17 three-pointers, but a rash of second-half turnovers allowed Henderson State to climb back into the game and defeated the Bisons 88-79 as well Saturday in Great American Conference action at the Duke Wells Center. Henderson State won for the 11th time in 12 home games this season and moved to 17-7 overall and 12-6 in conference. Harding fell to 8-16 overall and 3-15 in conference. The Bisons made 10 three-pointers in the first half and led 51-37 with 16:28 left in the game. Harding had 15 turnovers in the second half, and Henderson State outscored the Bisons 19-2 off turnovers. Henderson State entered Saturday's game with Harding as the 5th best team in NCAA Division II in defending against three-pointers. Harding's 17 threes tied for third most in a single game, and Romeo Harvey made 6 of 7 three-pointers and led Harding with 20 points and 7 assists. Jordan West made 3 three-pointers and scored 19, and Davis Morgan hit 5 from long range and scored 17. Raquan Rogers scored 21 of his career 27 points in the second half to lead Henderson State. He was 11 of 11 from the free throw line. He was one of the 5 Reddies in double figures. Harding returns to action as well on Thursday at the Rhodes-Reeves Fieldhouse against Southern Nazarene. Moving to the Diamond now, the Lady Bison softball team traveled to Bentonville, Arkansas this past weekend to compete in the Alvey Early UAM Classic. The first 2 games were on Saturday. In the first game, the Lady Bisons took on Missouri Western. They had 9 hits with Mary Mills Locke leading the way, going 3 for 3 at the plate. And Harding won 5-4 in a back-and-forth nail-biter. It was Lockley's first 3-hit game of her career. In Game 2 on Saturday, they took on Missouri Southern State. This, too, was a close game, and the Lady Bisons unfortunately found themselves on the wrong end of this close game. Missouri Southern had 5 different players with hits and won 3-2. Abby Atkin got the win for Missouri Southern in 3 1/3 innings of relief. She gave up 2 hits and walked 3. Michaela Cox, the starter, went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, and had 1 strikeout. The Harding softball team split 2 games on Sunday. The Lady Bisons fell to Emporia State 9-1 in 5 innings in the first game, and then Hannah Garrett hit a walk-off grand slam to lead Harding to a 5-1 win over Wayne State in Game 2. It was Harding's 5th walk-off home run and the first grand slam walk-off. It was the Lady Bison's 16th walk-off win and the second at a neutral site. Harding moves to 7-4 on the season and begins conference play on Friday against Southern Arkansas and Magnolia, Arkansas. Staying on the Diamond, the Harding baseball team traveled to Monticello, Arkansas to take on UAM over the weekend. The first game on Saturday was a tough one as the Bisons gave up 12 runs. They had 14 hits total. UAM had 14 hits total, and Harding only had 6 hits, and they fell 12-4. Arkansas and Monticello won the first game of a Great American Conference doubleheader Sunday against Harding by a score of 5-1. The Bisons needed a solid starting pitching performance from lefty Ty Hecker, who is 1-1 coming back after missing a start with a concussion, shut down the 24th-ranked Weevils for a 5 1/3 inning in a 5-0 victory in the 7-inning game. Arkansas Monticello won the opener 5-1, and in Saturday's game in 12-4, it was the first GAC series of the season for both teams. Harding is 5-4 overall and 1-2 in conference and plays a non-conference game against Christian Brothers Wednesday in Searcy at 3 p.m. Now to the coolest thing I saw. I take you to the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, where Team Giannis takes on Team LeBron in the NBA All-Star Game. Time running out in the second quarter. Ball's rebounded and outletted to Team Giannis' Trae Young. He heaves it from half court, and oh my gosh, it goes in. Take a couple more looks as the former Oklahoma Sooner catches the ball and heaves it, and his teammates go wild. Look at Trae Young celebrate there. He is just having the time of his life. And look under the basket here, how they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely in. What a wonderful play by Mr. Trae Young.